What's up, everybody? Good morning. Oh, nice. Nice pull long that 534 bounce. Okay, I'm going to take the bounce right here. We're also at the yellow line, so be careful on yellow line breaks. The 534 on the long side. Looking for that. QQ, same. We're at the right yellow line, so be cautious here. Okay, so resizing. That's it. For the universe comes through. Give me a second. Be right back. All right, I'm back. What's up, everybody? Smash that like button, friends. Let's get ready to get going. Let's turn this music down a little bit. All right, what's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm gonna let it come back and touch bull zone and take a long there. Be careful, we're right on the yellow line of 635. This is going to be one of the major pivots today. So inside of here, we're going to look for that interaction, and that's going to be kind of the move off of this. Pretty easy to see that. You guys see how that works? Oops. Friends, a little bit below. Click that button if you don't mind. Go down bottom right of the screen. Tell us you like us. We'll be right back. Okay, details today. DD ratio greater than half. Great right here at bull zone support. Looking great. Need to make sure I don't have both the resilience numbers on there. Let's go. What's up? Wrong title. Change it. Bing's at $700 for the day. Good luck, John. Hey, nice. Did the T+1 change have any effect on options data? Not. It didn't have any effect on the data. No. It might have a little bit of an effect on liquidity, but other than that, of the market in general. People have more money to trade with faster. Other than that, no, I don't think it really did much. It didn't do anything with the data. Good question, though. Can ECB cutting rates? What's your call on the first Fed cut? I think the first Fed cut is on the horizon. I do think we do have Fed cutting rates at least. With the jobs data flatlining and being normal, I think the Fed is seeing that they need to take action. I get, the jobs data is good, but I think they do want to take some action to continue to stimulate that. I think that, boosting the stock market too quickly, the rate cut, would allow inflation to stay here for longer. I think right now the market going to high is it's preventing the Fed from taking action. Like, keep wanting to say that the Fed doesn't have to do anything, and that's what I feel like. The market's kind of healing itself, and for people to be able to go get hired again, you need the wages to come down. And if the company's value goes up, they have more money to spend. They're less likely to be selective on employees, and more likely to just spend whatever money they can, which keeps inflation high. So resilience number on the S&P is there. So be very careful on this. Let me draw on here. So we might have a pullback a little bit. So be careful. Loss of yellow line is devastating. This is big. Loss. Watch out if that number goes less than 0. There's the scalp from here to here, which is very common scalp. So I have them drawn both here. Okay, so I have it right here. Your yellow line is right in the vicinity right here as well. So just be careful here. This is big. Right now, there's a long scalp inside of here that I'll want to take if we do drop. Supporting at yellow line is one of the bigger setups to just be a continuation of yesterday's move. Hit that stream, you guys. Love y'all. Love y'all. Take a look at the bombs today. Your runners for today. Can I make this? I want to draw that. I want to drag this. I wonder if I can. I don't think I can. About Google today is breakout potential. Let me try something new. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the stream if you haven't. It's your first time here, hit that sub button. And we're going to do afternoon streams. We did one yesterday. We're going to start taking over the afternoon time slots. So make sure you come in the afternoons. We're doing our coaching sessions there again, but just in the afternoon. No more Zoom calls, but it's going to be public on a... Q losing it. Res is negative on Q, so Q's trying to pull back just a teeny little bit. And don't forget, yellow lines are big pivots if we lose them. This is definitely not long setup for now. Let this guy pull back. And let me go ahead and mark where... Do this every morning. Make sure you mark your dynamics from the night before. 356. $53.50. E-band $53.33. Oh shoot. I moved the wrong line, didn't I? There you go. Don't move that one. There we go. 53.98.25. So we'll check if we don't have any major news today. I've been kind of not paying attention. You have non-farms tomorrow and unemployment. So tomorrow's going to be a big news day. For sure. There we go. Gold or silver? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and make a bigger chart. Oops. Yep. Give me any recommendations you have. Anything you want to look at? No setup yet. Positive resilience on the S&P, negative resilience on Nasdaq. So when they're both pointing different directions, you get the index divergence. The light is on. It's yellow, telling you that Nasdaq and the S&P are kind of disagreeing with each other. Keep an eye on big tech today. Let's see gold. Where's liquidity map? Okay. Hold on, let me try something real quick. You know, I need to refresh our platform. Hold on. Give me a second. Gold trading below monthly hedge, so careful for any downside momentum. BSUs are always my favorite setups. So BSUs support at bull zone. If you look down here, liquidity map, those are the ones I try to look for more often than anything. So it's a pretty far drop from 218 to 215. It's about a 1.5% drop. So just be careful here. There's scalping potential inside of here. The breakout at 220 would be the rare case, but you know that inside of here, it's certainly bullish. This is BSU is the second most bullish setup we have. So the momentum to this is up. Whether it dips before it goes up is the question. So what I do is I play all through here, or I sell puts below bull zone, make sure it doesn't go down. So it looks like gold is still strong. In general, it could have a down day or two. Silver's in the same boat. Silver's got monthly hedge support. So I look in days like this, I just sit back and I'm patient. I go, well, I'm gonna buy at these dips if we get them. If I do feel like I need to be invested in it, then I grab at each pivot. I just cost average in at the pivots. Like here, there's all kind of places to be long from. So I would buy a dip down all the way down to 27. Like if I was trading big money in a fund, I would do the same thing. Dollar cost average in to a bigger position. I would buy puts below 27 if I was longing it. So I look for these pivots. Now, again, they're wider pivots from here. Day trading might be hard because you have multiple long options in here. But I think gold's in a pretty good spot to still rally in general, but not really break out of this 28 today. Like 28 on SLV, and kind of like gold and silver both have like limited pressures to the upside today. So you might not get a big blast up rally today unless you break hedge pressure. And in that case, I usually chase along and then I'll buy puts underneath it, something to hedge. Now, first little pullback here. I'm gonna watch this guy right down here. ED ratio is still solid. Waiting for this to pull back. Friends, family, welcome to stream. Love you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to the Rocket Scooter live stream. We use the trading platform every single morning. In the trading platforms, I'm showcasing the liquidity maps indicator, monthly maps indicator, DD resilience indicators. These are exploiting market maker positions and optional positional landscapes for me to get a better view of the market. A little slow here. There it is. All right, we're muddled up. We're still in the bull territory on the Nasdaq side, but right now it's not really sloping down or up. Both the S&P and Nasdaq are muddled up. So you're not getting a massive liquidation, but you're also not having any volatility either. One of the key takeaways of this indicator is the space between the bull and bear zone. If you look at the right side of the screen here, when the space is increasing, you get volatility. Volatility tends to happen in like Fed weeks or CPI weeks, things like that, earnings, etc. But when they're right on top of each other, there is no volatility. So this is not like, okay, it's at a high, it's destined to crash. This is destined to hang tight an inch forward over time. So whatever downside is likely small. We're going to have small, tight candles like we did before on NASDAQ. Small and tight. Dips will likely get bought up because there's complete amount of liquidity here. And there's no space and they're just stacked on top of each other like this. Is a very good sign to buy all the dips, especially when the DD ratio is as high as it is. Very, very solid. So monthly map is one of the best tools for forecasting the sentiment, the mood of the market. S&P in a similar boat. It's on the bull zone for next 8 days. Then like one small stint in bear zone monthly expiration. Then after that, it's bullish going forward. It's not really sloping down in a huge degree, slightly sloping down, which means it's still bullish. The put side is sloping down, which means bears are squeezing. So the S&P has still got upside momentum, still with tiny candles, but also like a little bit more volatility than the Nasdaq. So all things are still looking pretty. Greater market, we do this analysis every morning. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you can give me some love on the stream here. Follow us every morning. We're live. You get access to the platform. Platform itself, without the indicators, is about to go free. Free platform access. The indicators will be sold on the marketplace, just like all the other indicators from all the other vendors. Nasdaq hitting that 462. I'll let it drop a little bit more. I'm going to trade the S&P today and not the Nasdaq. With momentum like this, I'm not sure I want Nasdaq to be my play. I really want the safety of the S&P. It's going to trade tighter and easier. It's easier to manage inside of here. It's the stronger pivot, and I'm going to take that one instead. ECB cut rates today, that's correct. Let's monitor the VIX really quickly. So the greater market, we always talk about that, right? So the monthly map's not bearish. Greater market. This is an exercise. Do this every morning. I'm taking a long down here, by the way. Little scout. Greater market. Monthly maps. We have three things we look at. Monthly maps. Slightly up SPY. Slightly flat Q. Okay. 2 DD. Greater than half. 3 trading above monthly hedge pressure. On the S&P only. Check. 3 DD. Greater than half. So positive gamma on the SPY. Stocks are in bull zones, and monthly maps is not bearish. Greater bull market. I'm looking for bull setups. Or if there is a bear day, then we get a nice big sell-off day. I'm back to buying the next day. Right? Your dream as a trader is to watch the market collapse in a bull market, and you happen to miss out on that day where you didn't try to long it and blow up your account, and then to come to the market the next day after the market crashes or sells off in a big bull market, and you be the one with money to buy. That's what you want. You ever want to luck into something as a trader? That's the luck you want. You go on vacation that perfect day, right? You come back, you're like, holy crap, the market fell 4% today, and it's still a greater bull market. The next day you get that dip to buy. If you ever get that luck, where you have that 1 day, maybe 2 day sell off in a bull market, and you happen to just miss it, come back in the morning with a bull setup. That's the secret. Now watch out for hedge pressure break on right here on VIX. So be very careful here. This is the interaction point. This is the volume point right here. This is the pivot at bull, and I don't know if I want to buy it here. I do want to wait. With the volatility being possible as we fall to here, I'm only going to grab the scalp back up. I always buy bull zone. So let's get it when it touches. Okay, we got about 4 more points in the S&P. About 53.60 is my entry right down here. So this is bad news for a long setup. Resiliences are still fine. It's only a scalp. Only a scalp. Using yellow line could be a big sell-off day, so I'm only scalping back up to the middle. And let it continue to fall a little bit. Let's get a quickie little burp on volatility. So let's watch this one. I want to let VIX run away a little bit and get one quick red candle. And I'm only going to buy right on the edge. So we're on the danger zone of tipping, so just be careful. Res numbers are still positive, but you can see they're bouncing all over the place. So keep an eye out. You want this white line to stay above the 0 mark. Nasdaq is the one that's bouncing around a lot. So Nasdaq is kind of giving us some nasty looks. It's struggling. There's some stocks right on the edge there. So let's find out which stocks are giving us some hate. Nvidia is one of the ones that's creating that downside. I'm buying at bull zone bottom, and HP there is double strength with DD being so strong. Yeah. Yeah, Samara is NFP. I think the market, since it's been in short squeeze mode, is going to try to maintain a high bid. I think it's not going to sell off. I think it's going to try to maintain a high bid, but there's no upside momentum. So scalping back to mid all day long by the end of the day. So essentially what the market's likely going to do is just do this. And at the end of the day, choose like end of day run. So scalping both directions all day long is going to be the best setups today. And the end of the day is going to make the decision. There's no crashing before an FP. Not during a short squeeze. Is it original setup I was looking for? Not during a short squeeze leading up to it. And the market's punishing people that are short. And that's exactly what is happening. Right? So the market's not going to turn around and reward them the very next day. It's going to keep it high just to continue to choke them. And if there is a sell-off, it's going to sell off after the event. Right? We've traded long enough to know that. So today, just taking small bites at this. This probably, there's that first volatility resistance. So let's watch this and see what happens here. Volatility collapsing is going to pull it back to the yellow line. It's going to be glue all day. I'm not trading at yellow line. This is the pivot point, right? To the long side, to the downside, I'm trading back to the yellow line all day long. Let me hit that trade in the morning. One trade, if I can get it. I'd be excited. You want to get it, if you want to take use of the platform, head over to rockscooter.com. There's a 1-month trial. You can check that out. You can check out the indicators yourself, play with it. Knowing the market's choppy, being smart about it today, not taking any chases. This is not big run up day yet. All signs are pretty good for no sell off, at least so far. Nasdaq's in repair, S&P's in repair. They're both are good off that opening signal. How's Russell? Russell's negative resilience, but I need to get my dip here. This is the strongest of the pivots, so I want to make sure I get this. On your first week trial. Hey, what's up, Edward? Welcome to the stream. You guys don't forget to sub to the stream if you haven't. We're live twice a day now. When indicated that it's choppy, any upside is squashed by find her here. Sorry, let me start over. Any downside is squashed by the volatility roof. So volatility is got pressure on it to push it down. So any downside is going to get bitten right back up. And the idea that you have and I know from experience, as you're having that same activity around the yellow lines, these illiquidity pivots, the market's illiquid enough to have choppy action. That's what illiquid is. Illiquid is more volatile. Illiquid is choppy. Liquid is like where markets converge. Illiquid's where markets diverge. So illiquidity pivots come off of a big run that's squeezing somebody, right? So the market's still squeezing them. So when you're hugging these yellow lines, it tends to chop around them. Usually, a lot of the times, that if it is a resistance, it is a sell-off signal. But you have volatility with its own buffer to keep volatility from getting too big. So any dips get bought up, get bought up, get bought up. And with the greater bull market, it wants to rally in general. So it wants to basically rally at the same time as support a dip. But there's no momentum here because it's trying to break to the downside. So once you start breaking these yellows to the downside like this a couple of times, I get a little cautious on the upside move. So you can see that the market is having some profit taking here. It's going to trap a bunch of bears who keep trying to short this today, I think. And the greater bull market's going to lift it higher. So the volatility is going to give it a bunch of V's. Yeah. Second time I go live, right about 2 o'clock, give or take, Eastern, like the last 2 hours of the market. We do recap of the trading day and then just talk about whatever's going on. So if you were to pick a direction, you pick up if you want to be bull from yellow. If you want to be a bear, you pick down from yellow if you're a bear. This is the big pivot today. Right? So I'm taking the bull stance. I'm just not taking this because I don't see a lot of momentum building right now. Resilience also being choppy like this is giving me some anxiety. Nasdaq has a couple of stocks they're starting to pull back with Nvidia on the scanner being one of the majors that is pulling back. Right. So losing Nvidia out the door. We're doing half gap breakdowns. Here's the ones that are distance from half. Any other big dogs? UNH. Microsoft also in that. How's the data been for everybody, by the way? You guys remember when the inaugural launch of the platform a couple years back? We had to do a lot of data infrastructure changes, especially with our data provider. Haven't had a down day in how long? Like very, 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 very long time now, right? You guys have all had really good experiences. Been solid. Yeah, it's been not like every morning, right? Liquidity maps there. Been solid this year. No issues. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, there were some times, it was like last summer where it was expansion. We just expanded too fast and we're getting congested. We debottlenecked and everything's working well. Good. Microsoft also in that same boat of pulling back. So I need to get my dip to buy. See how there's no momentum today? Anybody trading this is just going to get chopped out. So what I do is I notice that we're hugging the middle. I wait to get, like, this is the exit point of my trade. So if like people are shorting the middle or longing to middle, shorting the middle, I want to get out here. I don't want to get in here. I don't want to pick momentum today. I think the momentum comes at the end of the day. Non-farms tomorrow is going to keep the market in check today. So I want it to fake a little sell off, and I want to long it right back to middle. Yep. Any gamers in here? Any gamers who played Hades? If you remember the kind of rogue style game Hades. Hades 2 just came out like a month ago. Y'all playing that? A huge fans, one of my favorite games ever of all time. Hades 2 is out for pre-release, and they're doing what they did with the first game. You're playing it, and they basically like release it for playability, and community feedback helps them drive the game to completion. And its current form is really good. Minecraft and COD. Nice. Meta isn't working for a long time now. Can you guys fix it? Meta is a problem with their data providers. We've been barking up that tree for a long time. They're being lazy. they have indexing problems between their current meta, and I think that what they do is their model for the exterior data, risk-free rates, and other things is incorrect in referencing information related to the old ticker meta. They've never fixed it, and they never will fix it because they don't have any motivation to, and nobody scrutinizes Greek data as much as I do. And this is one of the largest suppliers of data to most of the software platforms. The big ones buy data from the same company. And they've been wrong on meta for years, them. And most of the major software companies, especially like unusual flow companies and whatever, order flow, they don't scrutinize the Greeks as much as I do to realize they're wrong. They've been distributing the wrong Greek data for years for Microsoft, for Meta since the merger, because there's an old ticker named Meta, and we did some math to figure out that that's what it is. Estimated. Yeah. The NYSE issue from the other day affecting the other? No, not at all, because our data doesn't come from NYSE. It comes from the CTA, Consolidated Tape. We get our data direct. We're at the level of like Thinkorswim and other big platforms. We get direct data to us. You got full UTP A, B data from CTA. So any of their outages on the stock exchange may affect the tape, and then we'll get it. But anything that they're reporting, if it's reported wrong to the CTA, then of course we just get what they report. But will it affect our calculations? Absolutely not, because liquidity maps are all based on options data. It's a completely different data provider. So options data comes from Opera. ARM is one you can never get to populate. The limitations for are there liquidity maps has to do with, is our data provider able to fetch adequate amount of options data, or does it have enough options data for our algorithm to make a decision? Sometimes if it's sparse enough, it never triggers the calculation because there's not enough information. It hasn't found an order that matches the criteria as well. So either our data provider just is not giving us options for this when we do the print, or that, or sometimes, yeah. So very few of them will be like that. Do that S&P, come on, baby. I want to see that pull back to bull. You guys play Diablo? Yeah, like I'm a huge fan of Diablo. That's why I liked Hades. When I did get a chance to play it, I was competitive in long time. When it first came out, I was competitive in speed running it a little bit. I like to pick a game that I like to play. I like to master it. By the way, if you guys played Frostpunk, the Doom scenario city builder, Frostpunk, literally the best city builder ever in history game. The game is a fucking masterpiece. Frostpunk 2 is coming out soon in the summer. You're basically like the last group of survivors after the ice age starts again. The world is freezing over, and you got to huddle in like a crater in the mountain and build a generator and scrap together whatever metal you can find to survive as the conditions get worse. Oh, it's great. It make you make some very strange ethical decisions to stay alive. Like you have to initiate laws like for your last bit of civilization that raise ethical questions of you as a leader. Like do you feed your people sawdust, help them survive? Do you put the kids to work in the kitchen because you have no labor? You what do you do with the sick? Just let them die? Like it's like stuff like that. You have to make sacrifices for the greater good. It's a very cool city builder type game if you ever played it. Frostpunk 2 is dope, man. It's like first one would like revolved around like coal and coal mining. The second one revolves around finding deposits of oil. So it's like oil is the new resource. Path of Exile is great. I mean, hell yeah. Okay. Still bouncing here. I need to get my dip though. That's what I want to see. Not gonna long until I touch it. Here. Come on, baby. Got my camera back up, so I'll be doing camera starting probably tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but I overslept. I'm still my jammies. It's a decent look. It's just not. It's like, but it's not stream worthy look. VXY still fading. Yep. Let's get that pull back. Come on, baby. Here's where it's gonna pivot again. One more time. I'm gonna be very picky on this today. See how there's no momentum? Right? See how it's kind of easy to read that? Anybody trading this is getting chopped up. It's just not a good setup. Friends, don't forget to click that like button on the bottom right of the screen. Give us some love. If you have a comment, leave it below, or give us something in chat if you want me to look at a ticker or something. We can talk about that. What I do, I wait patiently for my setups. I'm looking for liquidity map setup, bull zone bottom. I always try to take that. My favorite setup. PD ratio long and strong. I'm going to wait for that quickie little dip, and I'm going to snag it around there. $53.60 level is that kind of like line in the sand. Ford starting made you a millionaire last month. There you go. Killing it. I need to look at my marketplace releases. God, building this marketplace is crazy. We had 2 more vendors sign up yesterday. Every day it's like meeting with people. If you have a trade room, a Discord, doesn't matter. Free, paid, doesn't matter. If you have links in trading, if you have affiliate links, let us know. We'll get you listed there. UI changes. What is this one? Oh, boom. Mills are correct. Pricing here fixed. Okay. Apps and trading platforms. Home. I'm just looking at this. Man, this is so clean looking. So waiting for my dip. Not buying it yet. Just waiting. I need to get it. Alright. Cool deal. Cool deal. Just so clean looking. Dude, we really killed it with the site. I'm not gonna lie. Double checking everybody's. They just look like, man, it is so sick. How's the design? Do you guys like it? Monday. So over the weekend, we're gonna have you all transferred to the new to the new site. So the old site's going away. It's just sexy. All right, we did. You guys killed it. I think, yeah, the designers I work with are just phenomenal. Best in class for sure. Stabilizing a little bit, yeah, for sure. Free data option does. We don't subscribe to free data. And the buttons. Oh, the subscription might actually be a good deal. Last pieces we have to. The platform is going free with ads down the road. You get the premium version, which unlocks all the features on the side, and then you can get data feeds for it. Or you get the bundle, which is what you all have, which comes with everything. So don't change what you have. We're gonna walk you into the new subscription, not having to modify a single thing. Looks good, definitely enterprise level. Thanks, man. This marketplace we've been kind of building in secret for like 3 years. Like the design, the effectiveness of the platform, the license server, all the stuff that manages vendors, making indicators, selling indicators. Rocket script language, all of that. And then the marketplace website we started building about a year ago. There's that downside pool that I'm looking for today. See what I'm saying? Like every upside is getting squashed and it's just not picking up momentum today. You can be smart enough, been trading long enough to know not to get involved in days like this. I know what I want to do. I'm going to wait for it. We're looking for that dip. A dip from here to here. That's it. Probably be like a 4 or 5 point scalp. That's it. So not dealing in the middle, not going to play that game. Oh, first time here. For learning. Hey, Brandon, what's up? Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the streamer here every single morning. Right now, looking at all of our indicators together. I mean, let me get the drawings back on the screen. Greater market is done bullish. These are 3 indicators to determine that. Monthly map, which forecasts and predicts, not predicts, just forecasts exactly what's happening in the future relative to the risk landscape. So we're going to look at QQQ again, just kind of revisit that, kind of killing some time for getting the little dip I want. We have an indicator that we read. There's some cheat sheets available in the Discord. Once you guys subscribe, you can get availability to how to read this. This is how the options are distributed. Dealer options are distributed over time. So this is like days into the future. So months out, you can see the QQQ has just got basically like no volatility, this condition here. And it's still in a bull side market. So it's gonna hover and stay high. Likely not going to sell off without news and a catalyst. SPY's a little bit more determinable, I'd say. Bull side sloping down in SPY, bear side sloping down in SPY. The downward slope indicates bulls are longing more, bears are exiting positions. So SPY's still in a short squeeze mode, which means dips are going to get bought up. So that looks good so far. Liquidity maps are showing me that kind of intraday movement. I'm looking forward to try to find my pivots. My pivots are all through here, and you can see that this is the major pivot to go up or down. So I'm not gonna trade off of this. This is that middle ground we're hugging. I'm gonna trade to return to it. So I'm gonna get a nice little tasty dip to bull zone. The strong DD, I'm gonna long it back up to middle. See how it's trying to sell? I'm gonna wait all day till I get it and take a long off of that. Anybody trading today is just basically committing like themselves to or committing to like having a headache for the whole day. It's not smart trading. If you can identify the market's going to be choppy, and where it's chopping around, you assume, okay, that's the exit. I'm going to wait for excursions and then trade off of it. QQQ hit its hedge pressure bounce. That would have been my long trade if I would have made it. I would have longed from here to here and called it a day on Qs. So my trade on Q, actually the stronger trade I always take, is when I'm this close to bull zone bottom, I love to wait and get it. This, to me, is a gimme trade. This right here, I'm going to trade. Any time today that happens, I'm going to hit it. So if the S&P falls from here to hedge pressure and bull zone, S&P's dip from there to there, and this dip from there to there are both the strong trades for the day. This is like the strongest setup with the highest probability right here. Y'all see that? Which is like this leg as well. That's what I want. So I just wait for it, right? It's such a high probability trade. I just wait for it. We'll hit it small. For those of you that are just joining in, there's a 1-month extended trial at the old rocketscooter.com site. You go there, top right, click extended trial. Just check it out. $35. You can play with the indicators. There's a lot of training. We're doing training and coaching all day. You know, the stream in the morning, and then we have the Discord, and then we also do YouTube in the afternoon. So come back, everybody, come back at 2 Eastern for the last hour or so of the day. We'll be talking markets. Let's let Nasdaq pull down to about 19,000. See what it does from there. Res dying. Oh yeah, look at that. There's that. See, watch this. There's resilience dying. There's that early warning sign. And then we have that right here. So good. I might get that scalp after all. QQQ res dying as well. Dare I? Let's try it. Tiny. Tiny, tiny. Just one. I don't normally do this, but just something small. I'll be in the range of like 300 to 500 range today on these scalps if I can get something. Yeah, it's right at 0. So it's I wish I would have done it in the S&P, not Nasdaq, but I had to switch my thing over. But either way, S&P is a little less choppy. It should be okay. I'm right back. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. Hedge pressure, no, hedge pressure, I wouldn't say are bullish. It's the orientation of hedge pressure relative to price. So like this particular hedge pressure to fill the gap was, or to go to the close price was certainly bullish, like bullish from here to here. So like I'm just scalping back in the range. So I want to take the hedge pressure, like, yeah, hedge pressure or bull zone when they line up. I know we call that scanner setting the atom bomb. This could be the map bomb. When you have hedge pressure and bull zone on the same spot, right here, this is the strongest pivot we have, period. There's no with bullish TD, there's no stronger pivot than 534 to the bull side today, which means if it's lost, the market collapses really quickly. That S&P resilience is fighting right here to stay alive, which is why I'm in a small short position in Nasdaq. Nothing big, just 2 contracts. Data, turn off PC. There you go. Then turn off that PC and then time to go away. I got some garden work I can do. That sounds exciting. I know you guys love hearing me talk about my garden, dude. I'm such a fucking old man. I've been an old man since I was a little kid, though. I've been gardening since I was like maybe 5. I used to go out, help my dad in the garden, like in kindergarten. You grow like tomatoes and sunflowers and peppers and all kind of stuff, dude. We always had like fresh veggies and stuff. My dad had a super green thumb. My grandma too, my mom's mom, or grow flowers. So my mom kind of picked up a little bit of that too. So when I grew up as a kid, like I helped my mom with the flower garden, helped my dad with the vegetable garden. And all my life, dude, I've been gardening. It's like just always my catharsis to get away from Wall Street. Get up there with my gardening gloves, my hat on, and I've got some monster zucchinis, dude. They're like, these like some of the fattest zucchinis I've ever seen. Is it good with all that rain we've been getting lately? We've been having like these thunderstorm rains, tornadoes coming through the city. Very rare for Houston. One of them lifted my garden canopy and threw it on my neighbor's roof. I live on a giant 4-story townhome. It's a huge, massive, tall thing in the city. And this canopy off the roof, all those winds up there, lifted it up. It has 200 pounds of bricks sitting on top of it, and that 100-mile-an-hour wind just picked it up like it was nothing, and smashed it and threw it on the neighbor's roof. So I had to like climb up on my roof, 4 stories, mind you, like if I got vertigo and can't barely do it. Standing up there, I got a rope tied around me, and I'm hoisted to because my roof is sloping down. It's real slippery. I'm tied off and anchored to the deck itself on the top floor. So I have a rooftop deck on the 4th floor, and I'm anchored there, and I'm like leaning over, and I've got a rope with a shovel tied to it. And I'm throwing it on my neighbor's roof, like Indiana Jones style, to try to yank my canopy down. So I built it with PVC pipe and a knitted wind shade, so like 40% shade. It's so hot and so sunny up here, like it just nukes all your stuff. And it's caught on the neighbors, one of the neighbors' exhausts, like their fan exhaust on the roof, one of those exhaust pipes, and like I'm having to like play any adjust. I'm yanking really hard on a rope, which is pulling me towards the downward slope of the roof, and I got the rope behind me keeping me hoisted there. It's a very dangerous feeling to yank on something really hard that's stuck, that's pulling you forward, and forward is downward sloping roof to your ultimate death. That was me last week. That was so much fun. What about the E-mini, Steve? Is there a scanner setting? Can one be made when it stocks at the bottom of bull zone or top of bear zone? We had one. Called wall distance. No, actually, it's only a parameter. Wall distance up, wall distance down, and it's incomplete. So right here, not that. Here. Wall target up, wall target down. Was trying to find the bottom of the bull zone and top of bear zone, but instead what it's doing is finding the nearest top or bottom of both. So it needs to be refined to do that. We need to make that. How will a new platform deal with chart lag? Lately, lag on NinjaTrader is brutal and untradeable. NinjaTrader's network has been having problems for a very long time. A lot of the prop firms, especially, have been reporting, you know, major issues. How do we deal with chart lag? We don't have any. So I think that theirs is a network problem based on the throughput. Like they can't handle the throughput, I think, of the sheer amount of trader funding programs that have spawned up in the last couple of years. I think it's just nuked their infrastructure. Like the scale is just so massive they can't, and it happens to any company with the tech, you know, any tech company with subscribers. They were built, you know, for the brokerage and expect influxes of millions of data subscriptions and users over the course of like a 2-year period, right? Those trader funding programs just exploded. You know, it's a like a $7 to $10 billion a year industry, I think, trader funding program stuff. In my opinion, I think I don't know the numbers. I think Apex is probably easily pulling in a $1 billion a year or more, I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm just imagining the big ones. The copy trades just amplifying the stress. Yeah, they are. The trade copier and then the order matching. The order matching is big. The order matching is an internal mechanic a lot of these firms use. Yeah, trade copier programs. Yeah. Oh, Steve, two minis. Sorry, not micros. You see the top right on my screen. I'm sure Tradeovate will eventually fix it. Tradeovate's a great company. I don't know much about Ninja and how the integration has worked with since the merger, so I don't know who's in charge or who's building what. But the Tradeovate folks have always made good products, so I'm assuming they'll figure something out. I just don't know why they didn't keep the Tradeovate name, and they kept the Ninja name. Just for brand recognition, I guess. But I would say that like Ninja Traders, like Tradeovate's a stronger. I think it always was a stronger brand, but more people are using, infinitely more people are using the Tradeovate platform than the Ninja Trader platform. Not too many people really use Ninja Trader anymore. It was hot like maybe 10, 12 years ago when it was on the rise. I used it for a little bit. But as soon as Tradeovate came out, I started using it. But I think most of the trader funding programs out there use the Tradeovate platform, which is why it's such a widely used platform. And they have a mobile app, and it's really good, actually. I'm not going to lie. I think the Tradeovate mobile app's probably the best mobile app for trading. It's simple. It's light. It's not bloated with stuff. It doesn't have a lot of features. It's very vanilla. But for like trading itself and executing trades, you don't really need a lot in a mobile platform. You've seen all the information there. You need to be smooth, you need to be clean. And it's never been bad. I mean, it's clean. It's got charting. It's got reporting. It's got all the things you need. The DOM is on the charts. I mean, it's a really clean little app. The Pulse app. I loved it. It was like it's mobile app scale. Like Ninja, I don't think has a mobile app. I mean, Ninja hasn't really updated anything in probably a decade. Like I think once NT8 came out, there's nothing new there. So I always wonder why they didn't just like Tradeovate didn't just absorb Ninja Traders accounts with the Tradeovate name and keep it. I think it's a more recognizable name, but that's their choice to make, obviously. I'm always going to call it Tradeovate, just like I'm always going to call Meta Facebook. I know what I know. I just stick with, I'm like old school. I stick with, oh, trade's going green now. Finally sending a little bit of movement here. That negative resilience number, give me some love. Let's take it. $300. Like I said, the range is $300 to $500 right now. Like software installed versus web, you're old school. Yeah, I think like a lot. Oh, there it is. There's the 500 I wanted. Let's just take it. Whatever. Fill the gap to downside. $600. Closed out. Done. Now I want to wait to get that bull zone set up. Like Nasdaq was just squeezing me a little harder than I wanted. But any of these, like I'm just short for the nice little red dip. Take it in. I want to get it. I definitely want to get a long off a bull zone bottom if I could find one though. See how quick that was? In, out, and done. Resilience tells all, baby. That negative resilience, fill the gap to the downside. That's all I did. I traded across the box. You'll see that. Resilience went negative while this went up. It's an arbitrage thing. Nasdaq goes up. This goes down. I short it to fill the gap. You'll see how that works. It's Resilience 101. Resilience is like my favorite indicator that we have. That's it. That's all the things people can be doing all day today, trying to scalp it up, down, trade it, pick direction, whatever. Just wait for my opportunity, hit it, get in, get out, call it a day. If you slept, you missed it. There's really nothing from here to say other than I'm going to see if it falls to bottom hedge pressure, see if the S&P falls to bull zone. I might take a long. Maybe scalp it back up. I'll have to look at the conditions there, though. Keep an eye from here for UVXY going to the upside. Watch your hedge pressure breaks here, so be cautious today. I'm really sad that all the gurus flaked out on Robin's cap. I'm really sad about that. You know how much money I wasted paying commissions to do that? Ridiculous how much they charge at commissions. All that live trading, paying basically double commissions there because you have to pay, like, with micros, you lose upwards of about 40% of your account basis, give or take, on profitable account. Like mine was definitely using minis. And once I figured out that there's a different schedule for minis and micros and the fees that go with it, I mean, there's always been a different fee schedule. Like 10 micros is always more than one mini. But also for these other fees they have, it was just about losing 25-ish% of my profits to commission trading that account. And I solely did that to go smack around some trading gurus. All these paper trading YouTubers, fake millionaires, negative millionaires. I'm talking about entering Robin's Cup. I went in there, transparent trade on stream, and they were all lying the whole time. None of them actually even entered. They're like, I'm in it. Yeah, somebody even said they were in it and they were winning. They're like, yeah, I'm winning it. They actually never even entered. They never even had an account. Just usually use the Robin's name for traction and okay with directly just lying to people and then hoping nobody would pay attention. I go in there and I'm like, yeah, I'll whoop your ass in a heartbeat. Like, I will literally trade circles around all of you. And I'll quietly do it and I'll go in there and I found out nobody showed up. And I was like, well, I don't want to, I'm not like in this to like just in it to win it. I'm in it to literally beat everybody who was talking shit. Negative millionaires. Yeah, negative millionaires and people that is it a lie to call yourself a millionaire if you've lost millions? It's actually a millionaire, just an opposite day. John, when you sent it. Seen it. I was a little sad. Well, because I wanted a friendly competition. Like I'm all about competing for the sake of. There's some people out there who just want to like lie and blow smoke to people to sell stuff. They're not really in this to be good at trading. They're not in this to like make friends in trading. They're not in this to collaborate with others. They're in this to just feed their families at the expense of everyone else. So they'll do whatever they can to market and whatever. But I was like, I'm in, guys. I'm like, everybody's like, yeah, enter. I'm like, all right, I'm in. Let's go. I didn't hesitate. I opened an account immediately. I said, I'm in. I actually waited until like March to get started because we've been busy with Marketplace. Like, I was like, yeah, March, let's go. Live traded. Went up. Leaderboards, found out that everyone that said they were going to enter was lying. And I was like, okay, well, I literally called Robbins himself and had like an hour-long conversation with him. He was like, oh, I know this other person, they're banned. He's like, I never opened their account. And he's like, I emailed them and told them they were banned. And he goes, oh, they said they're entering. They said they entered. No, they definitely haven't entered. I'll never open an account for them. I'm like, well, yeah, they're tweeting every day that they're in the contest. So they're just straight lying to people. He's like, yeah, pretty much. It's interesting when the broker themselves actually hate and dislike certain people to a degree that they'll not open an account for them. Like, that's, according to the broker, one person was harassing him and his family. That's how weird this industry is. There's people out there that are crazy. So I'm just like, man, that's a drama there. Anyways, found out that other people didn't actually enter, and I was just like, well, all right. I'm just getting back to regular trading then. Doing my own thing. I think it's in like 2 weeks to get on leaderboard. Just slow traded there. 5-10% a day, made it to like 50 something. Then I was fighting for 5th place. I was like on leaderboard, off leaderboard, on like me and someone else were fighting 50%. And then I had like a couple of weeks I was traveling, didn't do a bunch of stuff. And I came back and all the news broke out that all these people are lying. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna, I still got the account there, but if anyone wants to step back up, I don't think they will. Then I'll just leave it there. In case anyone's ready. But I'm not going to go pay 25% commissions on my trading for a year to beat a bunch of people I've never heard of. But at the record show, I did enter and did better than everyone else that said they were going to enter. So there you go. So technically, okay, John, let's see if you can be judge and jury here. So somebody says they're undefeated in trading contests and they said they entered even though they lied. And I did better than them. Did I technically beat them? And they're no longer undefeated? If you say you entered, then technically you entered, so. And then technically I did better, so I'm the reigning champ. I'm the reigning champ. Just kidding though. I was trying to actually go in there and speak. I'm polite. And I have all my friends, like I have a ton of friends in the industry that were like rooting me on. They were excited to me to see it. Like even trades with Matt entered for a little bit. And he got fed up with the commission the same way I did. Even Matt and I talked about it last weekend, just like how ridiculous, how much, oh, here we go. How ridiculous the whole commission structure is there. I mean, it is what it is, you know? Your TradingView data is a little off from iScooter. We have better data feeds than TradingView. And believe it or not, we have more data. I say better. We have more data in our data feeds than they do. So they'll be slightly off. The volume will be off. The candles will be off. Our data aggregate is a little bit more inclusive of other types of. There's a whole thing about how data aggregates work without like sparing you a huge lesson about it. No two data feeds are going to be exactly the same. TradingView has phenomenal data. I wasn't saying that to say they have terrible data. We just have more stuff in our data feed than they do. So different data APIs will aggregate like data sources. You might think that the New York Stock Exchange sells one data feed and there you go. There it is, guys. Here's the data feed. But trading is now such a diverse infrastructure. It's like, it's not just trading on the electronic exchanges. You have tons of electronic exchanges, not to mention, but a lot of over-the-counter outfits, a lot of dark pools and things that also have trades, right? And there's 30 to 40 of these things, and they all count as trades. Different places trades take place, not just on the books on the exchange. Different types of trades, different types of instruments have different types of trades. And so like a data aggregator for time and sales will choose which time and sales to include, or which orders to include in the time and sales. There's really no such thing as all. Like, let's just add all, because trading takes place all over the place. It's really hard to categorize and have all when not all are reported electronically in real time. So every data aggregator API it has like a selection criteria of like what's included in data feeds. You can put any two platforms together, the data will never be the same. I actually did a case study on this when we chose our big data feeds. We compared TradingView, Thinkorswim, our platform's previous data feed, our platform's current data feed. And I wrote this whole paper to my internal team about it, about why the data feeds are all different. The whole thing. It's crazy. And the question is, which one's more right? And the answer is there's no such thing as right. You as a viewer define what is real to you. what is useful to you. Right is all right is just the electronic trades on the exchange, right? There's really no right or wrong. It has to do with what each company believes is the best view for your retail traders. Like, do you want to see your volume spike like this every time there's a large dark pool reported a day late? Maybe not, right? You know how Thinkorswim candles have like, sometimes you'll be like, candles will be trading along and then you'll see this like big, you ever see that big wick in Thinkorswim? You know what I'm talking about? Right? Like Thinkorswim, candle, candle, candle. They have like these bodies. And then all of a sudden you get this like, y'all have all seen it, right? On Thinkorswim? And like, what the heck? And that matches up with yesterday's close price. Like the market closed here and trade overnight here. And you go in there and it messes up your chart. It's because they aggregate those late reported market maker orders by the end of the day close. They aggregate down the time and sales when it shows up the next day and it pops into the feed. No, they do not affect stop losses in Thinkorswim. They absolutely do not. Because the I don't know how Thinkorswim manages that, but technically speaking, if it drops in the timer sales, it's considered part of the order feed and should technically trigger stops. But they have some kind of safeguard against that type of order in the aggregates that they know that that's not a real order at that moment in time. So it doesn't actually trigger the stops. But if you read the time and sales, this order and that quantity actually shows up. It'll actually be in the time and sales. It will be there. It just doesn't trigger stops. It's not like the market dipped and came back. It's an order that took place here that got reported at this moment in time. So a data stream that just comes through, the platform is instructed to draw candles on the data stream. And in that minute, there was a lower price, which causes that low of that candle to be down here. So what Thinkorswim must do internally, because technically stop loss with market orders, regular stop loss is platform side. It uses that same data stream to make decisions to execute a market order. So if that low comes in and the time and sales, it should technically trigger everyone's stops, but it doesn't. So Thinkorswim in the platform internally understands that when all the data is coming through in timer sales, it has a label, and ours is the same thing. See if there's like 30 different order criteria, and they're labeled like A, B, C, D, all the way through like A, B, A, C, etc. Every order that comes through has a label. A is from the exchange, B is from dark pool, C is from this other place, A is from the exchange. And so there could be like a category like whatever that's like late fills, and it says like AE or something. Like it's a classification. You don't see this, but they have it in the platform. So every order in the time and sales has an aggregator classification to it. There's a category it belongs to. Where did this order come from? And so Thinkorswim includes that type of order that shows us big nasty candles. We don't. So you'll never see that here. And TradingView also doesn't either. But it was this very massively like large paper that compared all the different aggregate types and the categories to find out like why is Thinkorswim different than TradingView and different from us. And this was done for one of our white label clients who was asking that question, and we had to prove it to them. And the idea is that Thinkorswim probably internally knows, okay, this is the category that creates this big large candle. If this is the order and time of sales, when a stop loss is asking the question, did the last order that took place trigger me? If order is less than value and order is not AE, then trigger stop loss. So it knows that certain classifications don't count, and it's internal and nothing you can do. So this is like talking from platform creator point of view, is that yeah, it does not trigger your stop losses. So there's something internal going on that they do there. But our data feed doesn't include those late reports. Our aggregator doesn't believe that those are important to the candles, and they're not, because they make the charts look weird. And TradingView also excludes them as well. We do the same. The problem is we don't get to choose which data is aggregated. Our aggregator does. But the company that we picked has good methodology for all the different reasons why they include or don't include certain data. So imagine a data feed API is competing with another data feed API. So imagine if I want to put data feeds in my platform. Data is not a commodity, believe it or not. Commodity is a uniform specification that all things are the same. Like wheat. You buy wheat, commodity grade wheat. It's the same no matter what farmer you buy. It's the same specs, same taste, same shape, same everything. Oil, natural gas, kerosene, diesel, they're all commodity grade. They're all designed with the same specifications. So whether you buy it from Shell, you buy it from Exxon, they're all the same. As a matter of fact, oil, commodity grade, all comes from all the different plants, Exxon, Shell, BP, and they all go to the same storage tank, and the trucks for each company draw from the common supply. That's how much of a commodity it is. Chevron people will come in here and they'll pour the Techron additives and pull off the massive tank that they all supply to and then drive to the Chevron stations. Everyone creates the same gasoline, puts it in the same tank, and then everyone draws off of it. And the differences are here in the truck level. So commodity grade. Data is not commodity grade. There is no standard. So any data company you shop for, their pitch is we have a better this or a better that than the other guy. So we do something better for you. And like the company we go through, they're like, yeah, we have fewer blips and fewer weird data and things that aren't useful to retail traders. So every data feed is going to be different because that's how they compete with each other, is by being slightly different. And no two Greeks are the same either from two platforms. Greeks are calculated differently no matter what. Black-Scholes is an equation everyone uses, but the assumptions that are made inside of Black-Scholes to make some of the equations work, you have to do other kind of exterior data going into certain assumptions. They don't line up. No two Greeks will be the same. You can put Webull and Thinkorswim next to each other, they'll be different. So data and Greeks and all these things are always going to be slightly different platform to platform. Is there a script to load RS info into other trading platforms? We technically can't let you do that, unfortunately. Opera won't allow us to redistribute our derived data outbound from the platform outside of the control of our entitlement process. So essentially, like I can't bring in Thinkorswim. I mean, I can't bring in Thinkorswim options data, derive hedge pressure from it, and then give it to you to go export on another platform, because Opera wouldn't be able to control that, and you could be giving it away for free to hundreds of people not paying their duties. So for derived data processes like we don't have display where we're displaying the options data to you. We're just deriving an equation. It's deriving information for liquidity maps from it. So we're not in a so we can't let derived information leave the purview of what our entitlement process does. Data company, when you start get data licenses from these major exchanges, trust me when I say massive amounts of like paperwork and rules. Just you can't do this, can't do that. We could pay for the ability to do that, but I don't think that's something we're going to pay for yet. So you have to basically just use it on our platform. I believe someone made a DD script a while ago where I find that. I think if you go to the member made tools in the bots and indicators section of the Discord, member made tools, you'll see a lot of people that have made their own tools for other platforms. There's a DD band thing for Thinkorswim. There's one for TradingView. Why are there wicks on vertical spread charts that don't get filled either on Thinkorswim? I don't know. That I don't know. Bald fade. That is a good question. I don't think I've ever seen the... You have to show me a picture maybe in Discord, because I don't think I've looked at the spread charts. I haven't looked at the options charts. Maybe a good question. Could be something similar though. Dude, this is just so clean, man. I love the new website. I'm just So our data rates are now $10 a month for you legacy members. The old Rocket Scooter, you locked in that low rate. We told you back in the day when everyone was like, why do we have to pay for data? Data used to be free. And I was like, look, everyone makes you pay for data. Everyone charges you like $10 a month for data. So get in while you can with the lower price. And prices are going up and prices are up. So it's like $10 a month is our normal data feed. But that's everyone's data feed pretty much. Data feeds are expensive. We're now talking to the CME group to get a CME data license so that we can actually redistribute futures data without having to go through a broker. This is the next step. It's a maybe at this point. We're still in talks to decide. If it goes through, we'll let you know. It's a business decision at this point. Is it necessary? Doing a feasibility on this, so we might find out. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. Tiny little short scalp on Nasdaq. I'm gonna wait all day to see if I get that bull zone tap. Remember, you're talking about this choppy day. I know how to avoid it. Stay away from this. Hit that bull zone bottom. That's what I'm looking to long. If I find it, Nasdaq, I'm gonna let it touch 460 when I take a long. Nothing really going here. Non-farms tomorrow. So be very careful. Market's gonna be a little flat and choppy. Didn't I say at the start of the day? Don't diddle in the middle. Don't trade at the yellow line. It's going to hover and oscillate and stay there all day. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If it's your first day here, we love you. Thanks for tuning in. Every single day, live trading. Front center, full transparency. You can see everything I do. No streams deleted. Watch what we do. Full time, real time. Our executor platform making amazing leaps and bounds. We just made what will become the largest digital financial products marketplace in the world when we're said and done. By the end of this year, I hope to have 250 to 500 vendors, thousands and tens of thousands in a couple years, and everybody in our marketplace. We can do everything in this platform, make indicators, make your own widgets, make your own modular, whatever, scanner settings, call outs, alerts, everything. You make it in our scripting language, sell it on the marketplace. Anything you want, or give it away to your friends. Collaborate, share, be involved, make new things, as we are the force in trading to make cool stuff. Hopefully make more cool things you guys love. Don't forget to subscribe. Liquidity Maps, extended trial, $35. You can check it out if you want to add the indicators to your platform and get ready for the big launch coming.